Hey guys, what's good? Andy Hill with the Hills Kills It YouTube channel coming back at you with episode number 2 in the series, A Day in the Life of a Real Estate Investor. Follow me along as I go through my day, meeting with sellers, closing deals, breaking down deals. I do a deal analysis at the end of every video, and we're going to also have all sorts of free giveaways. And so I'll announce that a little more at the end of this video, but follow me along in the second episode, A Day in the Life of a Real Estate Investor. My whole goal with creating this content in this channel was to help people that were brand new. I was brand new just 2 short years ago, and I've been able to have a lot of success, quit my job, went all in on real estate, and it has been a fantastic experience thus far. I want to show you guys exactly how I did it and what it takes to be successful. So if that sounds like something that interests you, join me in each of these episodes. I promise you they'll get better with time as I get experience in bringing my day in the life content directly to you. So stick with me, please be kind. The only thing I ask for in return for giving you guys all the information I have, all my experiences, trials and tribulations, is give me a like, please. And if you would, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It'll let me know that what I'm providing is valuable to you. So let's get going. Let's check out this day in the life that I just experienced yesterday. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I will answer anybody that leaves a comment, and I really appreciate you guys. Let's hit this thing off with a bang. Hey guys, good morning. Andy Hill here, coming back at you. It's about 7 a.m. I'm finishing up my morning routine and getting ready to head out to the gym right now. So wanted to take you for another day in the life and show you what my day looks like. So I had coffee and started planning out my day, and typically around 6:30 or 7 I head out to the gym. Walking outside here, take notice this beautiful mountain views I have in the morning. I absolutely love living out here in PA and getting to stare at these mountains every day. Love it, love it, love it. So it's just really important to me. I've been on a health journey for about 1.5 years now to start my day strong and get my head right, and I do all that at the gym. So come along with me. I'm gonna hit the gym and I'll catch you guys over there. See ya. All right guys, here I am, made it to the gym, walking in, getting ready to get my workout on. I hope you guys are all off to a great start to your day, doing things that make you happy, and planning out to have an amazing weekend ahead. It's been a great week for me so far, outside of recovering from this terrible sickness I got last weekend. So I've been grinding through it. Finally got the right meds yesterday and starting to feel a little better. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright guys, just finished up my workout and got a shower, I'm ready to hit the streets and go get some deals. So who of you out there that's watching me is active in real estate in a sales role of some kind, seeking out opportunities? I'll tell you, it's all an effort game. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. So I hope that you can use some of my videos as encouragement as you watch me grind and be fearless, relentless, and give all my effort every day. That's all you can really do, is just go till you can't, you know, fight the fight. So I'm hopeful that I can inspire and encourage many of you, and I appreciate you for watching. I love you all. Let's go find some deals.
It's 5 a.m. Gym bed packed, I'm back again. Cold showers, early mornings, this is life. Dedication.
All right, guys, here I am getting ready to pull up to this opportunity. Trying to find which house it is here. Looks like it's this one. Let me turn the camera around and show you as we're pulling in. The sun's glaring on it. But it's this brick rancher here in this nice neighborhood in Hagerstown. Sorry, my glass is a little dirty. All right, guys, here I am at a house in Hagerstown, Maryland. We got a brick rancher here on a cul-de-sac. I believe we've got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath here. We're gonna go in and take a look. We're gonna see what this property entails on the inside, do a thorough review, and see if it makes sense for us to purchase for a fix and flip. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside and see what we got. All right. All right, guys, walking into this property, there was a lot of destruction here. You can see old wallpaper on the walls. The floors smelt of many dogs that had used the restroom in this house, unfortunately. So all floors and walls, a lot of plaster repair, mud, drywall. Here we got the kitchen. Cabinets were beat up pretty bad. Wouldn't be able to save these, unfortunately, and reface them. So all new cabinets, new appliances, new countertops, new flooring in the kitchen. Make our way over to the garage, where you can see there's a lot of leftover goodies if this is your flavor. But for us, it's a trash bill. We will donate what we could. It just adds to the labor. This was the bedroom 1 on the right. As you can see, some of that old wallpaper, no doors on the closet there. Lots of work, but here's where it gets real good. You step into this bathroom and you walk the plank. You literally are walking on 2x4, sitting on a rotted out floor. Tons of plumbing issues. Here's where they start and they don't end, because this has been neglected for quite some time. Water issues all over the place, mold. Here's the master bedroom. I actually had a dog. You can see the dog feces on the floor. Dog came running out and scared me later on here. I didn't catch that on video, but coming down to the basement, this is where it really got more expensive. You'll be able to see some of these walls were attempted to be painted to cover up moisture coming in and mold on the cement here. They had drilled up the concrete floors as well, which told me more plumbing issues with sewage lines, and the plumbing issues just didn't end on this house. A lot of moisture everywhere. So unfortunately, we had to over $75K in our estimated budget, which made the numbers not work for this property. I couldn't buy it low enough to justify the amount of money we'd have to spend on it. So unfortunately, not a deal on this one here in Hagerstown, guys. All right, guys, I'm pulling out of this first appointment that I just walked and showed you. Unfortunately, because we were going to be working with a JV partner in the market on this deal. I think it's locked up a little too high for our taste, which is fine. You got to look at a lot of deals to find ones that work. So this is a game of repetition. So this property, we feel the ARV is around 300. It needs at least 80 to 85,000. Fortunately, a lot of the mechanicals were in good shape, or else it would have been over 100K reno. We like to do quality work, and we're not gonna shortcut anything for cheap labor or anything like that. We want to pay our people well to get a quality outcome. So with renovations around 85 and the desired sale price to us around 160, it doesn't leave enough meat on the bone. We're at 240 before our expenses, and that's closing costs times 2, because you got to buy it and sell it if you're flipping it, which would be about 6% of the purchase price, and I'm sorry, 3% of the purchase price, and then 3 to 4% of the sale price. And then lastly, you have another probably 4% in realtor commissions and fees. So you add all that up, it only leaves about 15 or 20K meat on the bone for net profit. And for a job that's gonna take 2 months to renovate, another month to list and sell, you're talking 3 to 4 months of time and risk to make 15 to 20,000. It's not the type of business we do. So unfortunately, this one's not a win for us. However, I'm looking at several more, and we got a lot of other deals in the pipeline. So we're going to take deals that make sense. When the numbers make sense, it's worth the risk for us, and we take on the project. So, all right, guys, I'm pulling into our property in Frederick, Maryland right now to check in and see where we're at. It's been a week since we were last here, and I want to see the progress because we're getting ready to put this thing on the market next week. So I'm gonna bring you guys along. You got to see it in my last video where we were at, and let's see what kind of progress has been made in a week, and hopefully they're at the finish line because I am ready to get this thing listed and sold. So come on in, let's take a look. All right, guys, here's our property in Frederick, Maryland. This is a novation deal. I showed you this briefly in episode 1. What is great about a novation is you don't have to close on the property. The seller stays on title. You come to the table with a little bit of renovations funds, maybe 5 to 15, 20,000, and you raise the value of the property while not having to pay double closing costs and pay for borrowing money. In turn, you get to put some of that extra money in the seller's pocket. It's better than a cash deal for them, while also you are greatly appreciating the value of the property, further putting money in your pocket without quite as much risk. So you're not borrowing the full amount. The seller still owns it. You don't have to take a loan out for all of it. In the end, it becomes a true win-win-win. If you're not doing novations now, you should. Get in the comment sections and I'll tell you more about it. All right, y'all. I'm walking out of the property. I'm happy with the progress. Spoke and met with my contractor, Jose, and he is going to be working all weekend to wrap this up. We will be handed over a finished product on Monday. The cleaners will be here Monday night, Tuesday morning, and photos will be on Wednesday next week. So we will be going live on Friday, which is ideal for this beauty in Frederick, Maryland. If anybody in my network is interested in knowing more, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to set you up with a showing with our realtor. So here's a quick final look at the property here. Hey guys, Andy here, continuing with my day in the life content. I am in Frederick, Maryland, just got to the parking garage, getting ready to walk into title to sign on the sale of another one of our flips that we completed in Frederick County, Maryland. This flip was a project that took us only about 120 days start to finish. From the date that we purchased it, did all the renovations, put it on the market, and found a buyer in 2 days, had multiple offers, sold it, and now we're closing 30 days later. So I would say, actually looking back, this one was done in about 75 days. I'll get you the exact number at the end of this video, but pretty happy to be here closing another deal. I have multiple signings this week. This is one of 3, so we are active and busy. So I'll go ahead and bring you along, and I'll catch up with you guys when I get in there. All right, guys, here I am at Community Title in Frederick. I am signing away one of our properties that we flipped. We got a week full of various signings, and I'm glad to have completed this one and looking forward to many more. I will say the people here were excellent, and I'm looking forward to doing more signings here. Well, if she has room in her schedule tomorrow at anywhere between 2 and 4, I can fit it in. I can stop by and take a look at the property. Yeah. Just let me know how I'll get access so that I can get in there at that time. All right, guys, I just got out of signing. Happy to be done with that deal. It's always a full circle moment when you're doing a signing on a property that you've already purchased, renovated, and flipped. And so, hey, come on in, sir. So I'm real happy to be done with that one and moving on.
Hello.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Hi, this is Andy Hill. I work with Troy.
Yes, okay. I've been expecting you to call.
Yes, ma'am. I was signing a contract with the attorney. I was selling one of our houses, and I just got out of it. I was getting ready to head your way, and Troy told me you were covered in snow, but I still want to make it out there.
Today?
Yeah, if possible, I could park somewhere else and walk down. It's no big deal to me. All right, guys, here we are at another property in Baltimore, Maryland. Right here we have a bathroom that had a little water damage in the ceiling. We'll replace that drywall and get it all buttoned up. A little more patching and repair on a couple of the walls. Kitchen needs some love. A couple cabinets put back together. Clean up the floor. Fix one more leak in the ceiling up there, and button this baby up. Overall, this project was renovated about 3 years ago, so it's in fairly decent shape. Mainly some cosmetic cleanup needing done, but I loved some of the aesthetics with the brick walls on each floor, giving it some character. As you can see here in the master bedroom, a continuation of that brick. Nice windows there. Paint looked decent in this room. We will have to replace carpet on this level. Everything looked decent in this master bedroom, so won't have to do a whole lot in here, just some touch up. But again, this property was just redone a few short years ago, so we are purchasing it cheap. And we're going to put about $30,000 into flooring, paint, and drywall to get this puppy back in good shape and be able to put it back on the market. We got a tax lien on this property that we are paying off in the amount of $13K. So we got a really good deal on it, and we should be able to execute fairly quickly on this property, get it turned around in 60 to 90 days, back on the market with some of these cosmetic repairs, and we're hoping to sell it quickly around $150,000. Probably we'll have about $60K into it in total, giving us an upside of nearly $90,000. There was a little bit of risk in paying the taxes on this property up front and helping the seller get through probate, but with higher risk comes higher reward and upside, and you have to buy the properties much cheaper. And so all that in consideration, this is going to be a deal for us, and I will keep you posted as we progress through this one to the finish line. All right, on to the next property, guys. All right, guys, I'm heading to my next appointment. I have another closing today in Frederick, Maryland. Busy packed day, going from one thing to the next. The busier you can keep your schedule with seller appointments, closings, meeting contractors, speaking to real estate agents, going to networking events. The more items you can place in your schedule to fill out your day, the better. So the result of doing all those things is you end up having a lot of closings. And so I'm happy to be doing this closing today. It is a wholesale deal that we were considering flipping in Hagerstown, Maryland. And we got an offer that was more than 50% of what we would have made if we would have fix and flipped the property. And so in that instance, it comes down to velocity of money. Would you rather make $30,000 in 30 days, or would you rather make $50,000 to $60,000 in 120 to 150 days if everything goes perfect? So I'll be able to do 4 of these deals inside of that same time frame, if you think about it logically, which would equate to 120,000 versus the 50 or 60,000. It's almost 50% more to the bottom line by focusing our efforts and attentions on doing more wholesale deals. And so just a quick tip there. Guys, Walking into my favorite title company, Friends Title in Frederick, Maryland. If you're not closing with them, what are you doing? You don't get to work with Dave and his fantastic team. So I highly recommend it. Beautiful spot here in downtown Frederick. In this building here, Ever-Ready Square. It's a beautiful area, parking back there. And this nice walk in the frigid air. So, if you're not doing your closings here, you probably should be. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about them. Be happy to answer them for you and connect you with Dave and his team. Whew, gosh, it's cold. 15 degrees, and it feels like it's probably 0 with the wind chill. All right, here we are. We're walking in to the beautiful Friends Title and these great people here. Hello, hello. All right, y'all, here I am back with another deal breakdown. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video to this point. So let's dive right in. One of the properties you saw on today's video was that property in Baltimore, Maryland. So I want to do more of a deep dive on that opportunity and fill you guys in on what exactly we're doing there. All right, so this lead came into our system as a probate tax lien situation. So a lady's mom had passed away. She had left the property they were all living in to 2 daughters, right? One daughter was handicapped. I'm dealing with the daughter that's taking care of her and in charge of the property. Unfortunately, mom passed unexpectedly and didn't have the will drawn up yet. So we had that situation. They hadn't gone through probate yet, and we came across this because of a tax lien. So they hadn't been paying the taxes since mom had passed a few years ago, and come to find out, they weren't even aware of this. It had already gone to tax auction and been sold. So we jumped right in, we, rolled our sleeves up and did everything we could to help, not only with the probate situation, but we had to get in touch with the tax offices, the attorney that was representing the Baltimore tax lien department, and just determine exactly where we're at. Once we found out that the property had already been sold at auction, we knew there was a redemption period, and fortunately we were just inside of that redemption period by about 10 days. So we had to act swiftly. We had to get the daughters to start the probate process, which we gave them all the information. We had them go to their local, the local courthouse and go to the right department there, set up the will, become head of the estate, all the paperwork that needed to be done. And then once we got that ball rolling, we felt comfortable enough once that was filed to then work with the attorneys, pay the attorney his fees, and then we have to wire the back taxes to redeem the property before it gets sold. The finalization of the sale is complete and they lost the property altogether. So that's the quick snapshot of this opportunity. And there was quite a bit of risk here because we had to make sure that they follow through on the probate to get the property properly titled in their name so that they can sell it. And then we also had to preemptively pay all these fees and fines, which you'll see on the financial breakdown, and also get them some money as well. So due to the high level of risk, because we're paying before closing, these fees, obviously it has to be a win-win situation. And this financial analysis I'm showing you is if everything goes well, we're able to get these folks transition. We're also going to be paying their moving expenses and helping them, get their new Section 8 property situation finalized before we ask them to move. So we're working with them. They were days from losing it with getting nothing in return. And so that is the catch you up to speed story behind this deal. And, if it didn't have all of those risks associated, we were going to offer them much more for the property. I think we had started around 60 or 70,000, and it needs work. So that's the other situation. So we're going to at least get some money in their pocket. They're going to get moved. They're going to get their vouchers going to be taken care of. The probate's taken care of. The deferred, the back taxes are being taken care of. And there's a few other things that we're doing for them as well. But just to jump in here. So the seller is going to be getting $10,000 at closing on top of all the fees that we had to pay up front of $16,000. I think it's going to end up being a little bit more than that, but that's the number we know as of today. Renovation is going to be at least $30,000. Closing cost, once we go to close this property with them and we close it after we've done the repairs, that'll be 2 closings. Typically, we're around 3.5%. That'll vary market to market and a little bit whether you're the buyer or the seller. Speak to your local closing office or attorney to determine what it will cost in your area. Also, realtor cost. When we go to sell the property, fortunately, we do have a real estate license with our business. My business partner holds our license. So we typically are able to do the transaction at 3 to 4%. And so that does save us money. It gives us a little bit of upside when doing these deals, not paying the typical 5 to 6%. We're usually in the 3 to 4 range. So that's $6,400 there, $5,600 in closing costs, giving us a total of all expenses that are currently known of $58,000. Now this property fixed up will sell between $150 and $165. I'm using $160 for this breakdown. I think that's about where we're going to land with this property. We'll price it aggressively. And if all of that stuff happens as planned and there's no snafus, keep in mind, actually, we are going to self-fund this deal. We're paying out of pocket for everything because it's not a typical fix and flip with all these variables. So we've funded the $16,000 up front. We're going to pay the $10,000 to the seller at closing. That's $26,000. And then we're going to pay for the rehab, which is $30,000. So we are putting a lot of this money out of our pockets up front, which again, a little bit more reason as to why we need to make a good return or project a good return. Typically, if we can hit 90% of what our target goal is, we're doing pretty well. And so if everything goes right on this deal, which again, we're going to have to wait a couple months to get them housed, to get this closed and ensure we hit all the markers. But I think that we could stand a net between 90 and 100,000 before paying our marketing expenses, paying a salesperson on our team for their part in this as well. So hopefully all that goes according to plan, as it typically does. We hit our numbers pretty darn close. We stand to do pretty well on this deal. So Baltimore is not an area that we do a lot of deals in. We are Maryland based. We do a little bit in West Virginia and a little bit in PA, but if the numbers are good enough and we feel like we can help somebody while making money, then we'll do it. So that is the deal breakdown for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Wishing you well, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode as a whole. I can't wait to bring you guys more and more great content. Stick around, more to come. Please, if you haven't done it yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Last thing, everybody, I'm glad you stayed this far in the video. I want you to know that I will be doing giveaways. So my next benchmark, when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm gonna be randomly selecting somebody from my first 100 subscribers, and I'm gonna do a drawing, and the person's name that comes up is gonna get a $100 Amazon gift card. So that's the first giveaway we're gonna do. Every benchmark we hit, we're gonna give bigger and better things away, because I just wanna be able to give you guys more valuable content. I enjoy doing this. Takes a lot of work to edit and put these videos together with working 50, 60, 70 hours a week already. So I'm in here in the evening, late at night, editing this for you. So show me some love. Tell me you want to see more. I'll give you more. I'll dive deeper. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Until next week, Hills Kills. I'm out of here.
Real estate mogul.